Now that I've introduced the speaker, I want to speak only about 2 or 3 important points about challenges in skill development. I'm going to speak from the perspective of implementing skill development in India. Skill development in India is typically understood, the example will be 6 blind men and an elephant story. Each person, the bureaucrat, the politician, the employer, the employee, the training partner, NSDC, everybody sees one piece of it. Unfortunately, the holistic picture is not clear and still in the evolutionary form. Consequently, the biggest challenge which NSDC or any of us face is to bring everybody into the common understanding of what works, what doesn't work, what's the business model for training partners, what's the business model for various stakeholders in the system. And I think today the largest and the biggest challenge is that how to make skill development a viable business for the stakeholders. NSDC consciously understood this problem and offer concessional interest rates and long-term repayment schemes. For example, NSDC offers 4% interest to 6% interest rate now, and repayment period of 10 years with 3-year moratorium. Despite that, there's still a lot of challenges in trying to operate in the skill system. If you ask that question, why is it when so many government is investing so much of money, so much of talk of make in India, skill in India, everybody is talking about things, how come we're not making money? Then you go back to the core question, who are the 2 stakeholders, the employer and the employee? I'm leaving this self-employment for the time being. And if you ask the employee or the prospective trainee, the best of the guys are not coming to skill development. So our biggest challenge in Make in India, if you want to be globally competitive, you need to get the best of talent to come into trades which will make us competitive. But today we are getting the worst of the talent. Why? Only one reason. Our compensation in this country is abysmally low. Abysmally is the word I want to use because if you look at, we studied the data for 12 years from 1999 to 2012. We studied in manufacturing sector, we looked at the average compensation, not the entry-level compensation of an average factory worker. From 1999 to 2011, the compensation stood at 45,000 rupees per annum net of inflation. All of us know VDA, or VDA is adjusted to inflation. So there is, in compensation, there is something called nominal wages and real wages. The real wages is net of inflation. If you take away the inflation, and also inflation, not the food inflation, which people feel in the ground level, the compensation has been stagnant for 12 years. Stagnant at 45,000 rupees a year, right? So the biggest challenge for us in the industry has to be that we should be able to provide compensation which is viable, because only then the learners want to come into this business. IT industry is a good example. People in IT industry come because compensation is attractive. But MSME industry cannot afford it. They cannot pay higher compensation than what they are at the level of productivity. So unless we come up with a solution to solve this problem of chicken and egg, industry says, give me productivity, I'll give you wages. The best people want to come, show me the wages, I will come and produce productivity. This is a chicken and problem. So one solution is to talk about concept of wage subsidy. Like you have electricity subsidy, investment subsidy, power subsidy, whatever. You have interest subsidy, subvention. Today we are going to talk about wage subsidy, which is the only reality which will patch the difference between what you can afford to pay and what you need to pay. The second problem is creation of jobs. I think the second problem has been discussed in the morning. Where are the jobs? How are we going to create 800 million jobs for 800 million people who will be coming into the job market from now to 2030? Solution, we have to export manpower. If you have to export manpower, then we need to do 2 things. One, we have to make people globally certified, and they have to speak one foreign language. and they must have industry experience. So in the skill development program today, all of us are now looking at a model of a twin model, wherein you come in, work in India for 3 years with Indian skill level, 3 years pick up a global skill certification, global skills, industrial experience, and we have to export people with 3 to 5 years of experience out of India. Only then we can make way for more fresh people to come in. I'll leave this thought as it is, and I'm going to request Mahesh to start the presentation, and we will have 15 minutes approximately for each of them, and then we will try and have session is about 1.5 hours, and we'll try and get some questions in there. Thank you very much.